Did you know that the express entry process to move to Canada is literally a two-step process? Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhina Gori and welcome back to my channel. For the longest time now, the one question that I've received is how is it that we managed to get through express entry and to get through the PR system of Canada without a consultant? Now, to be really honest, it is a very simple two-step process and you do not really need any consultant to begin with. And me and some other professionals who you can be seeing in this video have not taken help from any consultants. Everything that we've done is by ourselves, and we're here to guide you, prepare you for your journey and for your move to Canada. Also, I have taken a lot of your questions, which I'm going to be taking up in the second video, which is going to be about life as an immigrant, opportunities in Canada, etc. All of that is going to be covered, so make sure you don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. Share it with a friend, comment your thoughts below, let me know what other questions you have. And for all the madness and for the real person that I am, don't forget to follow me for all the BS and all the madness on Instagram. The link is right below here. Now let's learn about express entry and get straight into the video. So like I said, express entry is a two-step process. The first step is taking a language test. Now, the official languages of Canada are English and French. You could be taking both or you could be taking either. I only took English because I'm not that proficient in French. The exam that I wrote for English was IELTS, but there are other options. I'm going to be linking the link in the description box below for you to check what other options are available for you to take your language skill test. The second step is getting your credentials evaluation. We're going to be hearing a lot of professionals and their experience of getting their educational qualifications evaluated. For my special CA crowd, and also because that's where my heart truly lies, I have a chartered accountant's degree evaluation and the scores related to that as well coming up for you in the video. There are a lot of agencies that do your credential evaluation specifically for the purpose of Canadian immigration. The most common one is WES, and followed by that is IQAS. I have two people talking separately about their experience with both of these agencies, so you will be getting a heads up on that. So based on what you score in your language skill assessment and based on what you score on your education assessment, both of these scores are combined, and then you're finally entered into a pool of different people who are vying for the Canada PR. Every couple of weeks, the Canadian government runs a draw in which they pick up a cutoff number. So for example, if your score is 430, and the cutoff that's been picked for this particular draw is 420, because you're above 420, you will be getting an invite to become a permanent resident of Canada. Yes, it is as simple as that. Once you get the invite, the process that follows is pretty easy. It's about getting your work experience in, it is about getting your medical, your police clearance. So anything that follows after that is pretty simple too, and we have all of that explained in the video as well. So make sure you watch this video till the end to get answers to all your questions. If there's anything that I leave out, make sure you drop them in the comment box below.
How to get a good IELTS score for the Canadian PR invite. So as you may be aware that IELTS is one of the most critical components for getting a good CRS score, and one should target an IELTS score in the range of 8, 8.5 or 9, as it will result in a points evaluation of around 136 to 144. Now I'll just briefly explain the IELTS examination process. So the IELTS exam is divided into 4 parts, that is listening, reading, writing and speaking. The listening, reading and writing exam is taken in one section, whereas speaking happens a day before or day after. The most important and most good scoring elements for IELTS would be listening and reading. So my advice would be to practice the same regularly. You could, out of your busy schedule, you could just spare out an hour or so over the weekends and go to various online dummy IELTS exam sites where you can practice the listening and the reading section. In the writing section, what I would advise is that you could write in caps, that is each word should be written in capital letters. So if we write our letters and essays in caps, it becomes much more easier for the examiner to understand, and also it also becomes easier for us to count the words. It is very important to be careful that we at least write more than 150 words in a letter and more than 250 words in an essay, because if the overall words are less than the 150-250 prescribed limit, there could be a negative marking involved and it could deeply impact the IELTS score.
About my IELTS score. So it was not very difficult to achieve the score once I knew what I wanted exactly. I just checked it on the CRS website, how much I'd require to move on to the invitation stage, and that's how I worked on it. So my aim was to get 8,777 individually in all the 3 modules, 8 in listening and 777 in reading, writing and speaking. And I did pretty well with that, so that's how I got through IELTS on the first attempt, and that was about it.
An important aspect in your express entry system is to get an ECA done. I hold a bachelor's degree, that is BBA, from the MSU University of Baroda from India. So I got my evaluation from the WES, or the World Education Services. For getting my evaluation done, I had to send my transcripts, degree certificate and the mark sheets to the address provided by the World Education Services website, and for that I also have to register on the website of wes.org/Canada. After sending the documents, the approximate wait time to get the degree evaluated is 2 months. It has changed now and it could even take more due to the COVID-19. I got my final report as bachelor's degree, 3 years. To get a master's degree or an equivalent, you need to have a 6 years of education. 6 years can either be 3 plus 3, 4 plus 2, 3 plus 2 plus 1. Any of this will be counted as a master's degree if they are done from a recognized institution. Apart from the WES, other bodies which can help you in the ECA or the Educational Credential Assessment are ICAS, IQAS, ICES and the University of Toronto. Thank you so much.
So I did that through IQAS because I had a degree and a diploma, and I was being told that WS does not evaluate postgraduate diplomas. So I decided to go through IQAS. The entire process is similar to WS. It's just that the timelines are a little bit more. So it took me around 4 to 6 months to complete the entire ECA process. But yeah, in the end they evaluated and assessed my credentials, which actually helped me in increasing the entire score. Details of the process you can check on the IQAS website.
Just to introduce, I'm a Master's of Technology from Delhi and my husband's a chartered accountant. In my case, it was a fairly straightforward process. I just had to get my master's degree evaluated, and coming from the institute that I come from, they were well equipped to handle something like this, considering there are a lot of students who go out and pursue different education once they complete their engineering or they complete their master's. However, in my husband's case, we had to deal with ICAI, which is a fairly bigger institute and has specialized divisions like a lot of universities. When we wrote to them asking for transcripts and the entire set of documents, they had taken well over 4 weeks to get back to us since the results were underway. Thereafter, we had to wait another 4 weeks to have an update for West, only to understand that ICAI had only sent mark sheets and degrees and not the membership certificate to the West for equivalency. On further digging, we realized that the kind of organization that ICAI is has 2 specialized wings. One is the examination center, which sends out the mark sheets and degrees and any other document that's related with ICAI examination. On the other side, you have a membership division which sends out things like membership certificates or membership numbers. When we got back to them asking for that, they took another 2 weeks to send out those documents. So I think it becomes highly important for everyone who's a CA to know that there are two separate things. You have to reach them out separately and ask them to send these documents and address to West on the same format that they have shared with you. All this process, for me, coming with a master's background, Master's of Technology background, took about 4 to 6 weeks. However, in my husband's case, it took 4 months, which was quite a long time than we had expected.
The World Education Service evaluation, that's something that I got through easily as well, with both my degrees intact. So the first one was an undergraduate from India and the second one was a master's from UK. Since I had done the undergrad from India, I was a little skeptical at first. Maybe the university that I graduated from might not be accepted for the way it was. But then the process went through smoothly. All I had to do was just collect the documents from my university and send it back to West. And good thing about the UK one was they did it directly for me. So all I had to do was just give them my West number and they sent in the transcripts straight away to the West evaluation services. And yeah, within no time I got my evaluation and both my degrees stood good. So yeah, these were the couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys. All those who are looking to apply for the Canadian PR and planning to move here, don't hesitate. Just go ahead and start the application. Everything will fall in place. Good luck.
Another important advice that I would give, especially for the education evaluation, is that there has been a change in the WS process because they have now started a secondary verification process. So if you're getting your education credentials evaluated from WS, initially you had to just send the transcripts to WS and WS would thereafter send you the evaluation or the Canadian equivalency of your educational degrees back home. But recently they have started a secondary verification, that is even after sending the transcripts, they send an email to your education board, which could be the CA Institute or your university board, asking for re-verification. And that could result in additional time spent in getting the ECA evaluation. So it is very important that you keep in regular touch with your board as well as the institute and check whether they have received such a secondary evaluation request and request them to answer or respond to the request as soon as possible, as it will help you save valuable time.
So however, most of the people have doubts that how many points they can claim by adding their spouse into your application. So there are actually 40 points which could be claimed by adding your spouse in your application. So there will be like 20 points for the language results, 10 points for education and 10 points for work experience, Canadian work experience actually. So but these 40 points will not disappear if you are applying without your spouse. So they will be covered somewhere in other factors. For example, if you are applying alone, so you will be getting 110 points for your age factor. If you are applying with your spouse, you will be getting only 100 points. So some of these 40 points will be covered along with other factors. So
once you get your draw and before you need to submit your profile, you need to get your medicals done. So to do that, what you need to do is you need to check the list of the authorized hospital on CNC website. So just book the appointment in the nearby hospital and go there for the medicals. So generally the entire process takes 2 to 3 hours. They do your tests, they take your measurements, height, weight, etc. And after the entire process, they will give you a receipt. Once you get that receipt, you need to upload that receipt on your portal. So the third process is police verification. So to get your police verification done, first thing you need to do is you need to book an appointment at your nearby Passport Seva Kendra, and you need to go there along with your passport and your address proof. So once you go there, they will verify, they will check your address, they will verify your passport, and they will initiate the PCC, police clearance certification certificate process at their end. And once you complete the process, they give you a receipt. After a couple of days, your nearby police officer, whoever has been assigned your case, will call you or will reach you out at your own address. And once you complete that process, once the police officer verifies your address, after that, if you have opted for the SMS service, you will get SMS that your police verification process is done, and after that you can go to the nearby passport seva kendra again, and you can get the end certificate that your entire process is completed, police verification is done now, and then you need to upload those documents on your portal.
Though it does seem a little difficult at the beginning, but it just gets easier as and when you start the process. And few things that I'd like to share is the first one being the medical clearance. Since I have a pre-existing medical history, I did have a little extra documentation, which at first I thought might be an issue, but then as and when I just proceeded with the application, it did get smoother. All I had to do was collect a few extra prescriptions and letter from my specialist back home and attach it along with the papers that were required, and that's about it. It went through smoothly and I had no issues with it.
Wow, that was some information right there about express entry, huh? I'm sure this video has left you very enthusiastic about considering Canadian immigration as a possibility for yourself. And until I see you, make sure you stay safe. And guys, don't forget that we only have one life, so we have to dream it and we have to leave it. Take care. Bye.